Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account, and this is the final stream of 2023. That is right, guys. This is Happy New Year's Eve. It is the last day of AFK Arena in 2023. Want to go through here, do some question and answer. There's been a lot of changes. We also had the letter for Don, or from Don, that came out this morning about some upcoming changes, kind of looking back at 2023 and what we do have coming in 24, including multiple collaborations is what he said. So it wasn't just one collaboration. He said collaborations with an S, which means we could see more than one collaboration. Now, overall, guys, again, a lot of players have been coming to me with a lot of different questions. So if you have questions, guys, go ahead and drop them into the chat. I want to go through. I haven't been able to get on here this morning. So you can see we have 16 hours right here. We'll go ahead and do our fast rewards. Now, fast rewards, I do 5 times, guys. So we get a lot of loot out of this way. It does cost a little bit of diamonds, but overall it is well worth it. What is going on, Ben? Happy New Year. That is right. It is the last year and full time is here. Jeff, the one guy, is here as well. Thank you guys for joining me again for our very, very last stream. Now, of course, it was server reset last night, guys. With everybody that's in here, guys, I just auto lend. Every time I come in here, I auto lend. Let's see if we have anyone on the friends list that has been off for 7 days, which we do have 2. So unfortunately, Danny, and it looks like Boss is going to be leaving us. So if you want to join me on the friends list, go ahead and drop your friend request in there. We have a couple slots in there. Yeah, can you do a build on the Awakened version of Shamira? Yeah, the Awakened version of Shamira, guys, you want to build out, and I built her rate, I believe, only to 60. You can actually build her out a little bit further, but right there, we only just have her to 60. So the 30960. Now, one thing to remember with the Awakened Heroes, guys, is pretty much every single different segment of the Awakened Heroes is a percentage of how much they are built. And look at that. Thank you, Ben. 26 months. Wow, that is incredible for supporting the channel for 26 months, guys. That is well over 2 years. Thank you, Ben, for all the love and support for the channel. But like I was saying with Shamira, is you have to have the plus 30 signature item. You have to have the 9 of 9 furniture. You have to have the 60 engraving. If you don't have any of those 3 pieces, you are missing a big chunk of the hero. And that is really honestly the way to look at it with the Awakened Heroes, is if you are missing the signature item, the furniture, or if you're missing the engraving, you have a big chunk that is missing essentially with the hero. So minimum build on every Awakened hero, even looking back at our very first ones, even with the Awakened version of Taylene, it is a 30960 build, which unlocks all of their skills and abilities, making them a little bit viable. Essentially, if you don't have them to that point, you're missing part of their skills. When you're building those out, it makes a big difference. Now, you can go a little bit higher. Now, there are a few heroes that I did take up to the E80, like the Awakened version of Athalia. You can see we do have the little shiny star there. She is at an E80, and I did the exact same with the Awakened version of Belinda. Depending where you are in this game, it's a big, big difference, because ultimately, when you look at the heroes that we have within here, if you're building them out to the 80, that is really treasure scramble. That is really trying to push the envelope when it comes to the Curse Realm and the Nightmare Corridor, because you're starting to min-max heroes. When you're going above the E60 and taking them to a 67 or taking them a little bit further, it makes a really big difference on how you are building them. Is spending time emblems on Eugene a good idea? You can't right now, and what I would do, because Eugene is pretty unique, I would wait to see where Eugene ends up. So that is what a lot of people are doing at this point. Just like what Ben said, you cannot spend anything on Eugene at this point. You cannot actually build him. He is not available in the shop. Now, they said this would be temporary, that he would not be available in here. Don't know at what point the temporary, what they said temporary is going to be removed, that he is actually going to be in there and going to be available in there. I have E80 original Shamira and Saurus. Which one do I engrave or rewind? Out of those 2, I would do the original Shamira. The reason being, Saurus is still being used. Yundi, Saurus is still being used in a couple different comps, which works incredibly well, where Shamira is 100% not present anywhere. Yeah, I would absolutely 2024 in 1 hour time. Very cool, Sita. Happy New Year's to you guys. Here it is 10 a.m. So we still have what, 12, 14 hours until it is going to be New Year's, guys. But looking at the rewards, this is the reason why I've been building up those heroes higher, getting time emblems out of here, getting the Stargazer scrolls out of here, especially getting the baits out of here. This makes a big, big difference, guys, when you're pushing. And again, this is the reason specifically when it comes to the treasure scramble, why I have been building up the heroes a little bit further is having the ability to actually score at least within the top 100. Season is over. We ended at 80th right here, which I'm happy with, guys. As long as I'm staying in that 100, I am very happy on where we're at. What's going on, Primo? 11 p.m. here. Oh, so it's almost midnight there. Should I rewind? Drez, a star, Treznar, Yennefer, or Ainz for engraving? I have them all at 60. Honestly, when you look at that list, Treznar isn't really used. Ainz really isn't used. Drez, you'll find every now and then. A star, the same. You'll find them every now and then. So my thought, and if you guys checked out the video a little while ago, is looking at the tower progression. So looking at thinking of Drez, thinking of a couple other heroes, Treznar, you could hinder your tower progression if you reset those. When it comes to the dimensional heroes, so when you're looking at Yennefer and when you're looking at Ainz, because we do not have a tower for them, and I don't know when or if we're going to have a tower at this point, I thought it would be long before that we would actually see the tower, is resetting a hero like Yennefer, resetting a hero like Ainz. I mean, even I'm thinking my account personally, it has probably been a year or two that I've used Ainz at all. So literally, I have my 4,500 engraving mat sitting on Ainz. And you know what? If you reset Yennefer, if you reset Ainz, either way, worst case scenario, the hero goes back into the meta based on newer heroes that are released, and you build another hero. That's it. You just re-engrave them. Makes it easy, but if you're missing heroes that you need engraved that are in the meta, that are falling into, different places in AFK Arena, versus heroes that you do not use in their entirety at all, absolutely, I would do the engraving rewind on a hero like Ainz before I would do Drez or a star or Treznar, just for the simple fact that those are the heroes you're going to be using in the tower to make tower progression, to earn your Stargazer scrolls and your time emblems, or Yennefer and Ainz, you're not going to use at all if you're not using them right now. Definitely makes a big difference in there. Have you seen replays, Lucilla alting multiple times in the Hypo Tower when paired with Eugene? I have seen that, Kwam. So there was, I think Ciro is the one who put that out. I seen it a couple times. Now, Ben said deciding between Lucretia and Scarlet, both at 80. So again, really caution you. Number one, with that, Ben, Scarlet is the driving force in the Lightbearer Tower. When you get into 3 floors, Scarlet is going to be one. And then, of course, Lucy is the one that is the driving force within the Hypo Tower. So both of those still do have a lot of utility, even as of today, guys, for where I'm at the tower. We're at 820 and 820. These towers are actually capped. There is nowhere else we can go higher. But when you start going through the stages, most of them do run Lucy. I'm not sure in here that I had her when we were actually just farming this out. But there might be a point, guys, where Lucy's not being used anymore, and then just go ahead and reset her if you're not using her. For a majority of players, the Infernal Fortress will be the driving force when it comes to Lucy, for sure. Should I wait to summon in the 10 summons? I'm a beginner. No, Emil. Anytime you want to summon, especially earlier, guys, and really the big thing, again, thinking big picture, is anytime that you're not summoning, so even here we have 86,000 diamonds, anytime that I'm not utilizing my diamonds, anytime that I'm not doing my summons, those are heroes that I could be using. That could be a Celestial or a Hypo that I need, the regular 4 factions, or even an Awakened hero that we could use within formations, guys. Don't hold on to the summons. It is really detrimental when it comes to the progression on your account if you're sitting there. Usually your streaming is late at night. Yeah, I did a little bit earlier today. We're actually got some things going on for New Year's Eve and got some things going on for New Year's. So yeah, a little bit of an earlier, 3 hours earlier. Should I dismiss my Joker E60 other than Ainz? I would. Joker, again, is a hero that I don't really see. And like I said, worst case, you're moving your engraving mats to a hero that you're going to be using versus a hero you're not using. And if the dimensional power comes out and you need Joker, you just re-engrave him. And that's really it. So purchasing in here, guys, I only purchased the time emblems. A lot of players, you know, we kind of went back and forth when these were released, guys. Time emblems, if you ever want a shot, period, of ever building these Awakened heroes, guys, you have to buy the time emblems every time. And just to stay up level wise, I buy this one. Now, for a while, I didn't actually buy that one out, but I've actually started buying it a little bit ago to continue gaining levels on here. Now, the Dream Store, I am still buying out the twins. If you guys remember last live stream that we did, so time emblems, Stargazer scrolls, and also right here, I buy out the twins. Does 60 Amelia really worth it? So the big thing with 60 Amelia is not only are you adding the ability, which is very PvP heavy, but it also adds Amelia's damage. So that's kind of one of the amplification pieces. So when you're building out Amelia to a 60, not only is the skill, I mean, the skill doesn't have a lot of utility in here, but overall, when you're adding the stats, so with all of those stars, you're adding a lot of stats, which is the reason why we're starting to see her, or we are seeing her used everywhere, is not only the crowd control aspect that she brings, but she also brings a lot of damage. Even in some of my formations where Rem and Amelia were run together, Amelia was doing more damage than Rem in a couple different ways, which are kind of crazy. When do you get the Dream Store? So the Dream Store comes when you get the Nightmare Corridor. I'm not sure. I think it shows on here when the Nightmare Corridor is available. Right here, resonating level 350, or at least have 30 ascended tier heroes to enter the Nightmare Corridor. Once you can get into the corridor, guys, that is where the shop is from. Definitely getting there. Awakened Chimera or Sophia. Honestly, I like Chimera. Out of those two guys, I like the Awakened version of Chimera. And Chimera, similar to Athalia, has almost 100% utility. You could build either of those, honestly, Crack and Crunch. And both of them will work incredibly well. Personally, again, I like Chimera. I like how she is built. Are you sure Rewind set is Lucius is 86? Even in the Hypo Tower, you don't need her anymore. Oh, there you go. So Andre said Lucilla or Lucretia is E86. Even in the Hypo Tower, you don't need her anymore. Yeah, and that's also kind of my thought, Andre, is also when we're getting to the point of building out Eugene. So again, I know some players were talking about Eugene, but I feel like we're going to get to a point where, you know, Lucy at this point is 2.5 years old, if not older, what, 3 years, maybe 3 years old. But she's at a point where we're not going to see a lot of utility of really for her anymore. There's going to be a point where we're not going to see her at all, unless you have a really, really high build. But yeah, if you're resetting an E86 to have some of the current heroes that we have, guys, that'll be an absolute game changer. For sure, if you're resetting it. Opinion on Simona. So the big thing that I noticed, Ben, is Lady Simona, I am not too keen on. I really don't use her for very much at all. However, she is showing up in the Cursed Realm and the Nightmare Corridor. We are starting to see her worked into a couple different formations. We have also seen her worked into some of the PvP formations. So again, Lady Simona, we're starting to see a few different places. And like we were talking again with Amelia being built up a little bit further, right there, guys, 815 million damage. So she is the primary damage dealer in this formation. Like I said, that is one of the big reasons, guys. If you don't have her built, you're not going to see the same level of damage that we're seeing from some of these heroes, honestly, really at all. And again, I thought maybe it was the last iteration, or maybe it was the Nightmare Corridor, but I have started seeing, and I've been kind of paying attention to it a little bit, that we're starting to see Trishea is everywhere. Trishea, like we were saying a little bit earlier with Saurus, right there is Saurus, guys. So there are a few heroes that we're still seeing in these formations, the original version of Taylene. Now remember, this is kind of a different game mode for the fact that the bosses die out pretty quick. And again, maybe not in this one, but I have started seeing Lady Simona in there in a couple different places, Ben. So versus borrowing her from other players, I have just built her. And that's exactly where we've kind of built her. So 828, guys, we're making a lot of progression in here. We have to do some summons in the Oaken. Do you believe that Eugene, Olgath, or Matria will see a significant comp role in the future? Definitely could. I mean, that's a really strong combination. When you start looking at some of the hypos, even some of the last hypos that we've gotten, Lavatune, even looking at Eugene, looking at a couple different heroes, absolutely, guys. I feel like that's going to make a very big difference. My account is PvP heavy. Yeah, Ben's account, just like Trisha, very PvP heavy with the builds out there. Do I 60 Rem or Awakened Athalia first? Yeah, you can do either. Honestly, when you look at that, Paul, Rem will work incredibly well. Again, looking at game modes, looking at between the Awakened version of Athalia or looking at Rem, both of them are used in their own formations, but both of them are used in their entirety. It's absolutely well worth it to build out both of them, and you are going to build out both of them because it makes a very big difference. What collection's better on the Awakened version of Baden? So Baden, I actually have both. So this is actually the free one that they gave, and again, based on the game mode you're running, it can make a difference. Now, I'm going through and building everything right now out for the Cursed Realm. So the Cursed Realm has been my priority. And again, a lot of players are switching collections based on the PvP, based on the Nightmare Corridor, based on the Cursed Realm. But yeah, like I said, with Baden, Baden is one similar to Belinda, similar to a couple other heroes that we've seen that actually has more than one collection that is going to be the best in slot for the hero. But again, you're going to have to build the collections up to a point where you have so many heroes that you're building. It is definitely going to be worth it. Awakened Chimera or Leica. Again, I like Chimera. Out of those, I would absolutely go in for Chimera. Crave plays blocks. What is going on? Glad I could finally join a stream. Thank you for joining us. Looks like we have a lot of people here this morning, which is awesome to see. The Cow Official Gaming. What is going on? That way you would slowly build your collection stats and final run. Yeah, and that's kind of the big thing. So collections, guys, we know are going to take an incredible amount of time, and it's what, third iteration of the overhaul that we're going to be seeing for the collection coming up pretty soon. Now, these are the ones that I put in here for the wish list. Now, a lot of players do ask what wish list heroes and what I would put in the wish list here, guys. Right here, the Miracle Worker is really the big one. That is the way you get the skill level 2. This is the energy recovery, the ERR. This is the crit, and then the level. These are the really big primary ones in here. The rest of these that you pull out of here, I know they can be kind of RNG, but it is what it is at this point, guys. We're going to have to see exactly the impact of the build with the free cards that they're going to give us. That's why I'm waiting to use my attempts. And I would recommend you do the exact same. Save your attempts in here, guys. Make sure you don't use the attempts because I want to make sure that we do have the ability to get them. You missed my earlier message. Let me look at it, Useless. Might have came through. I was thinking about the Ghoulish Gallery. I'd love to change where they receive stats. They stay, they won't disappear after run. Yeah, they have to bring out some things with the Ghoulish Gallery. Again, I feel like the update to get those free cards would make a difference. Giving us the ability to actually get more stats within there, again, makes a big difference. Any thoughts on Gavis? So the big thing with Gavis, guys, is Gavis is coming in very massively strong in the PvP aspect. So the Treasure Scramble, we are seeing him, and we're also starting to see him a little bit in different game modes, which I knew would be the case where he's starting again once he gets established, once we get a team that works. And the other part of that is the bad part is we don't have the other part of Eugene. So that is really the other one. I wanted to pick up the other copy of him, but we're missing the counterpart, kind of like when you look at Lucilla and Liberta. As of right now, we're missing the other part of the formations with Eugene. So I'm hoping that it's going to make a big difference. And again, we can't really tell the effectiveness of Gavis in his entirety because we don't have the Eugene piece of him. That is the piece that we're missing, guys. And there he is at Mythic from the free copies, which is awesome. So out of the events, out of everything else, I wanted to pull him up to Mythic. I wanted to get the signature item, build him up a little bit further. So again, we can see exactly where and how effective this hero is going to be. And again, it's going to take a little bit of time, but you know what? One awakened hero is roughly, like we said before, guys, 50 to 70 time emblems out of there. That is huge. It is huge with the amount of time emblems. Even though they're not directly giving us the time emblems, we are still getting the hero that a lot of players would build. So again, even though it's not the time emblems that they're giving per se, but we're still getting the hero and still getting the hero built with the free copies they're giving us, which I love, guys. Right there's Eugene. He is looking really, really, really good. I love how he is looking in there. What is the best Awaken to build? I got Sophia, Chimera, Taylene, and Belinda. I would probably go, if you have Sophia, Chimera, Taylene, and Belinda, Athalia. Guys, Athalia, so looking at the tier list, and again, a couple different tier lists, the Awakened version of Athalia is used in every game mode. Literally, she was one of the only heroes, or I think she was the only hero that we had from the kind of running tier list, the running Google Docs that they had that showed her is used in every single game mode. Literally every place in AFK Arena, including the Temple Rift, the campaign, the towers. She is being used everywhere in her entirety, which is awesome. Building out the Awakened version of Athalia is the reason why, when it comes to the tier list, she is definitely one of the very first ones. Awakened Chimera or Liberta for E60, I would do Liberta. And the reason for that being, when you look at Liberta, guys, with the formations where Liberta is present, he is the biggest damage dealer. He is absolutely 100% the absolute biggest damage dealer. If you do not have him built, you're going to have to change the formation up considerably, because if you don't have him, again, he's kind of what the formation is built around for damage. Where Chimera, even at a lesser utility, Chimera will still work well. You do want to get her to 60, but out of those two, I would build up Liberta first. Absolutely. Is it a bad time to try and finish Awakened Brutus? Honestly, if you have him at Mythic, I still use Brutus a lot, and Brutus still does have not only domination in the tower, but also seeing a lot of utility with Brutus in the PvP aspect. He still works incredibly well within there. Is Alna better to build for where I'm at chapter 30, or should I just build Liberta or Lucilla? Liberta. Asita, I would wait. If you're building out Alna, I would build Alna out of here. Now, you can build her up a little bit faster if you wanted to, but this is the slot right here that used to be for Alna. I would build her out of there. Absolutely, guys. It might take a little bit more time to get out of there. And look at that. We have another new subscriber. Lena, thank you for subbing to the channel, guys. We are over 36,000 subscribers, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Andre. Like I said, make sure you save those Ghoulish gallery attempts, guys, as of right now. You want to make sure that you save them. In here, we just need a couple more copies of Mortis, and this will be done in its entirety, guys. Then I'll just be farming red chests out of here or elemental shards, because we're almost have all of the heroes. Same with the Labyrinth. Out of here, I've been picking up my poke coins, as you can see. We've also been picking up Emblems of Space, already got 100. And red chest, guys, just continuing to purchase everything out of here that we can. And I mean, we still have 18 more days. I'm going to have the ability to purchase a lot more out of here. The barrack store is completely clean. We have 100,000 hero coins, and I want to get in and I want to do some summons. And then, of course, in here, guys, my copies of Eugene are bought and my time emblems are bought, just waiting. Even here, we have 17 more days before the reset. So we have a lot that we're picking up in here, guys. It's kind of crazy. They need to add a way to get arcane staffs. Yes, absolutely useless player. The arcane staffs out of here to literally pick up one. This is just asinine that you only need one. They need to add them in here to the AFK rewards, or they need to add them in some of the rewards for other places that are not splitting other rewards that we have in there. 100%. I don't like that they didn't put them in there. Did Lilith wrote a message for us last year? Yes, they actually just did. The Don's letter just came out today. Absolutely. What celestial hypo have you upgraded despite never stargazing for them? I would say out of here, honestly, building out Flora, so getting Flora to 5 stars, getting Wukong to 5 stars. A lot of these I've never summoned for, just through the years of AFK Arena. They have given us a lot of different copies. But even looking at some of these, like with Aziz, we reset, we've gotten a couple copies of him. Even Mizoth, guys, at Legendary Plus. I've never summoned Mizoth, and he's already at Legendary Plus. These are just copies we randomly pulled through the years of Mizoth being there. Same with Tarnos. Tarnos is almost at Legendary. I've never summoned for Tarnos. We have just picked up free copies there. Are you going to buy Liberta skin? I thought about it. I thought about it. Let me know, guys. Let me know in the comment what you guys think. Should we go ahead and, you know what? Let me see if I can throw up a poll. I changed up a little bit of this. Let's see. Should we buy his skin? That is a good question. Let me see how this works. If I drop a poll in there, should we buy Liberta's skin? Let me know. What's going on, Case? Thank you for joining us. Do you think they would release the limited avatar of Eugene? I think they're going to. I hope they're going to. I feel like that is going to be a major miss, guys, if they don't give us the ability to actually get the animated avatar frame of Eugene. And again, or not the frame, the animated avatar of Eugene. And overall, I mean, what are they really missing or losing out on? Nothing. It's going to incentivize players to actually build it and buy it out for 100%. And look at that, Brian gifted 5 memberships. Thank you for the support, Brian. And definitely that is awesome to see, guys. Congratulations on all of the gifting of the memberships. I love seeing the little hippos next to the names on there, guys. It is very, very cool to see for me. Checking out the hippos when you guys type messages in there. And the cow, Black Waffles, Sita, Crave, and Paul. Congratulations on the memberships in there. I have 2 questions. Lucilla or Lavatoon, Awaken Shamira or Sophia? Hassam, I would go Lavatoon over Lucilla. The reason being, Lavatoon has an incredible amount of utility in the game, and Lucilla you can sub in there. And then I would go Awaken Shamira. I would absolutely make and build the Awakened version of Shamira before Sophia, because that makes a big, big difference, guys. And it looks like a lot of people are going in here with, yes, buying out the skin. We're at 85% for buying out that skin as of right now, guys. I'll give it another minute or two. I've ascended Gavis and Mythic Solus. Should I continue to build Solus to 1 star, or should I build the new Awakened hero? Honestly, if you have Solus already at Mythic, I would build out Solus. Guys, even though Solus is an older Awakened hero, makes a huge difference, guys. This hero is still used. A lot of the Temporal Rift, or excuse me, the Twisted Realm, Nightmare Corridor, Cursed Realm, we are still seeing Solus being used, and we are still seeing Nevi being used. So both of them doing incredibly well. And that I bought his skin because his pants are so cute. That is awesome. I started to do Alna, but I'll do it after Liberta. Yeah, Liberta first, guys, before Alna in there. Should I get Lucilla or Demia? I would do Demia. So again, the other thing, guys, looking at a hero like Demia, guys, utility of Demia, damage of Demia, the overall, again, look at the tier list, focus on the heroes that you need to build kind of based on the tier list. It makes a big difference, guys, because again, these heroes are going to have a lot of utility in a lot of different game modes, which is going to be interesting to see. I kind of have an Awaken for each faction, but the Graveborns, do I build Shamira or Baden? Honestly, probably at this point, I would probably build Shamira. Hopefully you have access to Baden, because essentially what's going to happen is Baden is still used in a couple different places, but Baden you can borrow. So if you can borrow a copy of Baden, you can use them in a couple different places, and then you can be kind of all set with him. You don't have to go in there and buy them. And it looks like a lot of people are going in. Let me see if we have anything on our card. Most of you know, guys, that I do buy gift cards out here that we put in every single month. So let's see if it'll pop up with the gift card, or if I have a gift card in here. I don't even remember. So Google Play balance right there, guys. Let's go ahead and pop that in. I think it'll go payment successful. There we go. There we go. So we'll end the poll. 82% of you guys wanted us to pick up the new skin, guys. And there it is. Very, very cool to see. Would we like to activate it now? Let's go ahead and activate it. And they bought it last time because of the pants. So we have the pants right there. That is very cool, actually. I like both of the skins. I feel like when you look at big picture, guys, these two skins, so looking at Lucilla and looking at Luberta's skin, look amazing. I love how they built these two skins. Even this skin, guys, the weapon itself just looks awesome. It is kind of crazy how amazing the weapon looks versus what we have right here. Now, it's interesting because a lot of players have also said the counterpoint where Eugene and Gavis look kind of basic in comparison to how fine-tuned the skins are. I feel like Gavis has a lot more visual presence than what I see with Eugene. It seems like Eugene is almost just kind of like faded out. Like, again, I feel like he could have been a lot better. Even the clarity of the hero overall, looking at him visually, I feel like they could have done a lot better on that. Could you do a video on a wish list, please? And should I build Tamaris? Yeah, Tamaris is still being used, guys. That is another hero that we're still seeing quite a bit of utility out of. For the buffing aspect, for the crowd control aspect, it does make a big, big difference. The awakened version of Walker. Everyone wants to see the awakened version of Walker. What do you think the anniversary will be about? Now, the anniversary is huge, guys. That is honestly the anniversary events. If you remember the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, the 1st, whatever one you've been here for. Yeah, the anniversary. I'm hoping, William, that they're going to do a crossover. That would go absolutely perfect considering the last crossover we had. If they do a major crossover anniversary event and kind of put it all together, I think that would be game-changing, guys. It would be absolutely crazy to see. Now, is Lucilla in some formations so I can build her? Yes. Lucilla is in quite a few formations, guys. When you're starting to go through here, you will actually see her in a lot of different formations. She's actually run quite a bit, which here we still have, there's Baden, guys. That awakened version of Baden again. But I know Lucilla, there's Liberta right there. Most of the time they're run together, but there's also been quite a few times where Lucilla is actually run by herself. And we're also seeing her, of course, within the Treasure Scramble. We're seeing the same. Now, I haven't finished out these. Now, I know I believe the new list came out for these from the Chinese servers. That's where we've been getting the info from, guys. A lot of them from the Chinese servers. Let me see. I'm not even sure going through here if I see Liberta in here right now, which I do not, or excuse me, Lucilla in there right now, which I do not at this point, guys. What's going on, Sile? Love your YouTube channel. Thank you. What's formations in Midwinter Carnival Fight for Survival? Most of those, depending on the boss, is Belinda. So that has been the one within the roving squad. Is the awakened version of Belinda with Liberta and with Damia. Super, super strong, guys. Those together are kind of crazy. They work incredibly, incredibly well. I want to do some summons in here, guys. And definitely keep the questions coming. Did you get the banner from the carnival on the test server? Not yet. I think the very last one to get, Raphael, over on the test server. I haven't finished it out. I know it's up at this point. And I know this one just reset for the next part of that one. And again, I know on the test server it's up, but I have not gotten it as of yet. And I'm waiting to see when it comes back with the Mystic Star Zone. I really enjoyed the Mystic Star Zone. You know what? I'm going to do furniture in here. There are still so many heroes that we need furniture on. I've been building up and stacking Poe coins for a considerable amount of time. We have 6 right here, guys. Who do we get? Get Tri-Sheet, or excuse me, Ty Lee. That is just all food at that point. Out of here, boom, just get some rare heroes. That's just going to be nothing but food. Nothing but food. I hope they give us a Gava skin with some cargo pants. Very nice, Yao. So, some cargo pants on Gavis. Hi, can you say 3 teams for chapter 33? It's hard. So chapter 33, guys, if you have dimensional heroes, it makes a big difference. And that's why building teams on Discord, it's a lot easier if you put information over on Discord. That way I can see what heroes you have. You can kind of see what you're working with. But most of the players, even thinking older, if you're running Rem or Amelia, they work incredibly well. If you're running, depending on the Awakened hero, most of the Awakened heroes will carry, especially earlier game, works incredibly well to carry. Also, depending on who you can kind of borrow, but the Awakened version of Belinda works incredibly well. If you got Brutus, it works well. Even looking at some of the older Invade teams, they work incredibly well. If you're doing the 5-pull, there's so many teams now, it's insane depending on who you have built. A lot of players run Alna. If you have Alna Grez, if you have Alna really, and anybody will work incredibly well within a lot of different game modes. If you have Lucilla, so if you're an older hero that built, or older player that built Lucretia will carry all by herself. Again, there's so many different ways to do it. E60 Tamris or Naruko, I actually didn't do either of them. So looking at Tamris, of course, gonna add a lot more buffs in there. Even looking here, we didn't build Peanut up to the 60. Both of them will do incredibly well at the 60. I don't really have a huge priority between either of those. I would probably do Naruko if I was going to. Out of Tamris and Naruko, I would do Naruko just for the simple fact that Naruko is still being in a bunch of different places, including, again, the Treasure Scramble, the Nightmare Corridor, and the Cursed Realm in there. Chapter 21, should I Stargates for Demia? If you don't like Liberta, yes, I would go for Demia. Demia will work incredibly well, guys. And of course, once you build her out, she will work. What's going on, Apollonier? Let's increase the budget for 2024 and go hard on the account. Go ham on the account. I've eaten enough ham right now. Maybe. We'll have to see what 2024 brings. And I'm hoping we get some new heroes, guys. Honestly, I would like to see some new heroes. I want to see what the new Wilder hero is about, but I want to see the crossovers. That is going to be some of the really, really big parts. What are the crossovers going to look? Let's do a couple summons in here. Then I want to do the furniture summons. We also know that Pandy is coming. We already have that confirmed. 3 more days on here, so I'm going to save my scrolls. But we know that Pandy will be up, and we'll get a free copy of a Pandy. And look at that, guys. There it is, the Awakened version of Belinda on the very first pull. That is awesome. Happy New Year's. I'm halfway to 58. Azad, thank you for subbing to the channel. That is already 2 new subs, guys. We try to get 5 every time we stream. And again, we're over 36,000 subscribers already, which is kind of crazy. But we are getting there. I'm free to play 240 days on chapter 38. Nope, that is good progression, Raphael. You are definitely making some good progression on there. But there is a copy of Belinda. And I think Belinda, we're pretty close in there with having her built. And there is a double, guys. We got Naruko. I will take that. I don't believe I have him at 5 stars or her at 5 stars already, but we will definitely have to check. And again, I'm saving my diamonds for the new hero so we can actually continue to build them out. Ivan, that is another good pull right there. So I'm pretty happy, guys. That was a good pull right there. Yeah, the panda is awesome. That's what I was kind of thinking. I know Zero put out the wish list in the new updated wish list, the tier list for the beast that we're going to actually look at a little bit later. But I thought Panda would be a lot higher than where he put the Panda, which again, it's still really early, guys. The Panda is not out on the global servers, so we still do have a little bit more time before that one is. But there is Ivan up to 5 stars, guys. That is right. That means we're dropping another hero out of the wish list, which doesn't give me many left. That literally gives me what? Lady Simona. And that is it. So even looking here, guys, we have Guineas, I have Vika, and we have Naruko, we have Trishia, and we have Lady Simona, and that is it, guys. Then every single hero from the 4 primary factions is at 5 stars. Just like that. We will have them all done. Yeah, the Panda I am excited for. Most of you know that I've been saving. We have 4,500 bees food right now. Because, of course, we're going to get the Panda at 15. We're going to get the Panda built. And I want to put a lot more into the Panda. We have, what, 2 more days? So 39 hours, guys, we can collect the Panda. I love how the Panda looks. The Panda looks awesome. Do I focus building Jerome or Naruko first? Jerome. All absolutely. Jerome will be the one that you want to build out first. He makes a very, very big difference. And as a buffer, not only for the light bearer team, which of course amplifies the light bearers, but we're seeing him used again everywhere as a buffer. We are really, really seeing him used in a lot of different areas. Now, a lot of players also question this, taking it to the 60. I did not, just for the fact that this is damage. He really doesn't do much damage at all. So short of adding really stats to it is the big part. Again, when he transfers some of his stats, could make a big difference just based on the build right there. I got normal version of Baden maxed out. Should I rewind his engraving? I would like to use it on Awakened Chimera. Yeah, if you have a normal version of Baden, if it is not the Awakened version, 100% guys, if you have the original version of Baden, which is somewhere in here, right there he is. If you have it maxed out, yes, I would absolutely go ahead and reset the original version of Baden, guys. I wouldn't keep it, especially if it's the original version of Baden versus the Awakened version of Chimera. 100% guys, I would go ahead and I would reset that. Bring One Piece. One Piece, is that the crossover we're looking for, guys? I don't think so. They'll pay very much money for the copyright of One Piece. Hey guys, remember, Lilith makes billions of dollars. So that's kind of crazy. My cat is all up in my face. That's why I close my doors, guys. The cat that runs around our house, definitely close the doors, keep her out. Let's do some summons, guys. We have 26,000. Now in the wish list, look at the Awakened Heroes. They are getting there, guys. Liberta's already at 22, but we have Eugene in here. We also do have, we have Vika in here. We have Gavis in here, and we have Lady Simona in here. And again, we're starting to get a lot more of the Awakened Heroes. And this just never stops. You know, a lot of times we say, wait till we get the next hero, wait till we get the next Wilder hero. We'll get Poe coins by then. So we're literally just going through here and building out everyone we have currently. There's the Awakened version of Baden, it looked like. And Baden, of course, guys, utility-wise, still seeing a lot of utility for the hero. And there is another copy for Eugene, which I believe Eugene at this point, we have like 4 pieces. I think we already have like 4 pieces for Eugene already. Built out. Let me take a look. So there we have Baden. I'm just going to upgrade. We're starting to get to the point where the upgrades on them don't really make a big difference because the primary one we wanted to upgrade has already been completed. It's already been completed. So we have 1 on the table. We have 5 right there. Again, Eugene, I know we have a couple pieces. I think we have 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We already have 4 for Eugene, which is awesome. That is very, very cool to see that we already have a couple pieces on there. But we will continue to recycle, continue to build out all of these heroes, guys. And again, we're getting close to having our 1,000 pieces of furniture. We're at what, 952 right now, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. What's going on, Trisha? Thanks for joining us. Always found it odd, crappy one-off mobile games get crazy collaborations, and the high-end games get kind of meh. So the big thing is, what cost do they want? That's the big thing, Trisha, is how much do they want to pay? That I think is something that AFK Arena and Lilith really take into consideration. How much are you willing to pay to do a collaboration? Definitely. It makes a big, big difference. Now, also with that, I don't know if they're going to go ahead and look, customizable bundles are up. That's awesome because we're actually looking again. We're going to go for bait in here because I nonstop buy bait and look for more bait. But like I was saying, guys, the cost of doing a collaboration is incredibly high for games. I mean, mobile games, even content creation, things like that nature. A lot of times promotional videos, stuff like that, they're pretty good. They are pretty nice. I appreciate the tier list. What Celestial Hypo should I raise next to Liberta? If you did Liberta, I would do Lavatoon. I would do Demia or Lavatoon, guys. Both of them are going to work incredibly well. Demia, of course, a lot of utility in there, but it is the exact same with Lavatoon. A ton of utility. And Tynox, thank you for subbing to the channel, guys. That is 4. I think we're at 4 of 5 when it comes to our subscribers, guys. So thank you for subbing to the channel. We are almost to, let's see. Oh, we got somebody. Guys, even though we are totally maxed out on this for the Solemn Vow, I think we are way, we're almost to 10,000 mentor points. Guys, if there is someone who wants a mentor, I will always mentor as long as this is available within AFK Arena. Anything that I can do to help out fellow players, especially new players to AFK Arena, guys, with the questions, with all, that's why I like doing the question and answer, going through here and figuring out exactly what we want to do and how we're going to do it going into 2024, guys. It's going to be a huge year. AFK Arena isn't crap because there's so many cool animations and there's stories for literally every hero. Yeah, absolutely. They put a lot of effort into it. Seriously, they're rich. I don't think any crossover is out of the question. And that's it, Eclipse, is even when you look, again, big picture at AFK Arena or Lilith Games, they have a ton of titles. They have a ton of titles and they have a ton of really big titles. How did you get Mythic Eugene? I got my last copy out of the event. So I actually picked up my final copy right here. As you can see, I bought the chest out of there, but that did give us the Mythic Eugene. So he is at Mythic. Now, again, I believe that is all the copies that we can get, but we can also continue to build him. And they confirmed with Lilith that he is going to be in the guild store, guys, right here until you have him ascended 5 stars. So until you completely in his entirety build him out to 5 stars, Eugene is going to remain in here. I'm new to the game and wondering what is the best team that I should focus on. The focus on new to the game is Damon. So the two you really want to focus on is number 1, Pedro, you want to focus 100% on Graveborns. Graveborns, so all of your faction scrolls right into Graveborns. But you are looking to build out Damon right here, guys. He is going to carry you, and Ivan. Those are really the two biggest heroes early game that you can 100% that will carry you, and they will carry you pretty much 30 chapters. We did it on a couple different accounts through time. I know Vulcan has done it a couple different times, running Ivan and Rem or running Ivan and Damon. Works incredibly well. That is going to carry you, Pedro, through AFK Arena. It's hard to get the right summons for the unlimited summons. So I ended up cracking crunch, spending probably about an hour and a half till we got that copy. What's going on, Adrian? Some people used to downplay Awaken Baden. Yeah, exactly. So when Awaken Baden came out, not many people built him or wanted him. And at this point, guys, he still has an incredible amount of utility. If you could merge an Awaken Thalia of 2, who should I gauge, Chimera or Gavis? Honestly, when you look at, I would probably go Chimera. And the reason, Ty, is when you look at Chimera versus Gavis, right now he is being used in a lot of the PvP aspect, where Chimera is being used in the PvP aspect, but also the Cursed Realm, the Nightmare Corridor, a couple other different places. Absolutely that he is being used. I would. Who do you think I should engrave if we have enough resources? Nevi, Palmer, Oden, Ivan, Anasta, or Albedo for 60? I would go Palmer and Nevi. Oden, again, Oden isn't seeing a lot of play anymore short of the tower. Ivan, you could do, but even I don't have him at 60 at this point. You could definitely do Ivan. But again, this is more of the PvP aspect of it, which most of you know I don't PvP. Anasta, again, we're not seeing a lot of use. Albedo, the 30 is fine with her. Yeah, Nevi for the 60 and Palmer, both of those are still being used. Should I SI 30 Palmer? Yes. Guys, Palmer is a hero that is incredibly strong. And he's another hero as a support hero. The higher that you build out Palmer, the better he's going to perform. Period. It is going to work incredibly well. Should I rewind my E80 Lucretia and bring her to 60? It's sad that she fell off the meta. So overall, Crave, I don't even know. Again, a lot of players are not using Lucretia anymore within the tower. And that's really the only place that we're seeing her used at all. So I don't know. A lot of players are saying too, they're going to rewind Lucretia. So actually rewinding her in her entirety. And I've heard, again, a lot about Ainz, just for the simple fact that we're not seeing the same utility in there. What's going on, Kenny? Hello, bro. What is going on? Thanks for joining us. How's the wishlist account? I haven't played it in a while, Travis. With everything going on, guys, when we got the Mystic Star Zone and the collections, we play the free-to-play account and the YouTube account. Those are the two that we are really focusing on. Did you exchange the 450? Yes, I did, Karim. I did exchange the 450 currency for the last copy. of Eugene, which finished out Eugene in his entirety. So now even here, 6 more copies, 6 more Awakened copies, and Eugene is done, which is awesome. Which one is better, Shamira or Sophia? I would do Shamira, yes, absolutely. Yep, we did the exchange. How are you making your, oh, no, we got the copies out of the shop, and then we got the exchange for the same one, used copies, Don 2024. It's not 23. I made that same mistake. It is Don 2024, guys. If you go ahead and put it in there. I have Belinda and Solus built. Which Awakened hero should I build next? Tyrannex, I would build Athalia. And again, guys, Athalia is probably the #1 priority right now when it comes to the Awakened heroes, just for the simple fact, the utility. The utility for the hero, guys, there is not a game mode where the Awakened version of Athalia is not being used at all. He's not here for the avatar, and we don't know if he's coming. A lot of people were actually kind of questioning about that. Are we going to be seeing the animated avatar frame? We don't know. So we know Gavis is in here, guys. That's the animated avatar that we picked up. We don't know if we're going to be seeing Gavis in here, or excuse me, Eugene in here. I'm really, really hoping we see Eugene. I would love to see Eugene in here, and I think it would be really cool to be able to see Eugene, but as of right now, we don't know. What's going on, Nikos? Thanks for joining us. What do you think about the Isle of Gold being a permanent event? I would love it. I would love if the Isle of Gold was permanent. I feel like some of those where the Isle of Gold, we could go in there and kind of set your base, build your base, let it really go, which would be very, very cool. So a lot of people are staying here, stay in here till New Year's. Thank you, Crave. So I know a lot of places around the world, guys, it is almost New Year. I exchanged Awakened Taline for Baden during previous anniversary. So that is exactly what I did. So if you guys remember, or no, I exchanged Aziz. So if you guys remember when the new ones come out, I actually had the Awakened version of Aziz, which is funny because that is why, even though I no longer have the hero, I still have the animated avatar. Right there is the Lord of Nightmares. But we actually swapped the Awakened version of Aziz for my copy of Baden, or my Awakened copy of Baden. That was probably the best swap that I've ever done in my life, guys, in the AFK Arena, was swapping the Awakened version of a fully built Aziz that nobody used in their entirety at all for Baden, which was the first swap event we got that first year, which was awesome. Yeah, Isle of Gold, I think, would be really, really cool. Yeah, that's Nikos. Yeah, Eugene's utility I want to see. What is going on, Lindsay? Hope you have a good holiday and a happy new year. You as well, guys. And it is New Year's Eve. I know a lot of people are probably going to be counting down depending where you are. Some players said it was like 10 or 15 minutes until they were completely done. We got a couple more minutes here for the stream. But again, I wanted to stream a little bit earlier. We have some New Year's Eve stuff going on. We have a lot of stuff going on for New Year's. And of course, guys, getting ready for 2024. What are your resolutions? I know every year people stick to resolutions roughly. And it's funny because, you know, I love stats. If you guys have checked out the finance channel, a lot of the stats, they say that people keep their New Year's resolutions about 7 days, which is kind of crazy. So we can't even last more than a week with the New Year's resolution, but that is kind of crazy. I'm in chapter 25 as free to play. I have Scarlet Ascended rank. Yes, absolutely. Scarlet will carry for a long time, and Scarlet is still used a lot of different places. Absolutely. Log into your tests, reset your timer. Rockstar's gonna being harsh on the 4-day limit. Okay, I will, Ben. I hopped over there, I think a day or two ago. I'm gonna have to look. I will definitely check it out, Ben. Lucy, only good for the tower. It seems like Lucy, yeah, not seeing a lot of play in there anymore. After I do Shamira, should I do Athalia or Belinda? Athalia or Belinda, both of them will be good. Honestly, I would do Athalia. I would do Athalia, Jeff. If you do Belinda, it's going to work incredibly well. If you do Athalia, both of them, again, are going to do super, super well because they're used, guys. And that's why the tier list that I put out are the utility tier lists. So what I mean by that is the utility tier lists are essentially where are the heroes still seeing gameplay. That is the way that the tier list specifically is built. So when you start going through all of the iterations of different game modes, even here, right, there's Brutus. Where are the heroes still being used? Right there is the awakened version of Belinda. And are they still being used in different places? That again is kind of how the utility tier list breaks it down, is heroes that we're seeing across multiple game modes, multiple places, multiple times. It is very, very cool. I'm in the same time zone as you. We got to wait. Yeah, we got to wait quite a while. They're swapping awakened heroes is an event. Yes, it is an event, Raphael. So unfortunately, it's a point where you cannot swap as of right now, but we are there. We're definitely there. Hello to you too. I can catch the stream. Yeah, thanks, Gazi. So Ivan 60 works and Palmer. Any better to up? Not sure what you mean, Alex. So Ivan, is it worth Ivan or Palmer? I like Palmer. Palmer is the one, guys, that I built up to 61st. If that's what you're asking, who to engrave first, if it's going to be Ivan or Palmer, I built out Palmer. Because remember, guys, Palmer does the crit and the crit damage amplification, which is very unique to him himself, versus a lot of the other heroes. My New Year's resolution to finally learn how to anime. Oh, that would be awesome. Definitely share that with us when you learn to anime in there. But yeah, it will definitely make a big difference, guys. If you're looking at Ivan, if you're looking at Palmer, where are we at for our mats actually in here? I'm wondering if we have 884, we could actually go through and build. And again, I'm going to have to look exactly who we want to build. Because right now, where I'm kind of between is, number one, do I take a lot of my heroes to like a 67 engraving, a 65, a 67, a 68? Or do I build a lot of other heroes like Ivan up to a 60 versus taking some of the heroes just a little bit higher? Again, I'm kind of on the fence a couple different ways, because I know even heroes like Trishia, guys, this is going to make a very, very big difference having Trishia built versus some other heroes. And it's also different when you're building damage dealers versus support heroes. It is a little bit of a different build in here. Even Trishia, I think we're at 33, so we did build her a little bit higher with the haste, so building her up, but I might have to take Trishia up a little bit higher. There's, again, a couple different ways that we could do it. Find the higher my tower in campaign get, the less and less Aziz initial CC. Yeah, it's based on the Trisha, you can actually build him out with the tenacity. So again, when you start building out a couple of the heroes or the crowd control to land the crowd control, it is the insight and the tenacity. So if you build a couple different ways, I know players have said that and made that comment kind of with the bosses as well, is Aziz has less of a utility the further you get because they start incorporating other stats. That's the big thing. How did I get Eugene to Mythic, guys? I got him out of the copies. So we got the copies out of the event. This is probably the last copy a lot of people are missing. I exchanged for the 450 right here, and he is out of this event. That was the last chest, again, that most people did need. Should I build Belinda or Athalia? Yep, Belinda will work. Belinda will work. Athalia will work. Either of those, Danielle, will work incredibly, incredibly well. Is today a special time or new stream? This is a special time. Next week, it'll be back to the normal time, Lindsay. Again, we just have a couple things going on this afternoon, so we had to hop on here if I wanted to do live stream. I know last week we did not do the live stream, so I wanted to make sure that we got in here. Now, Temple Rift, this is another place, guys, that we have completely maxed out. I think I'm on 307. At 307 right now. Once I hit 300, there's not a big reason to actually push this any further because we're already capped at this point. There are no more rewards to be gotten within here. So again, I'm not going to push any further once we hit 300. That's as far as we want it to go, even though there's 25 days left. So most players are going to be very easy or have a pretty easy time going through the Temple Rift. As it gets closer to the end, it does make it a lot easier. Even the Labyrinth, guys, I think I've already swept this for today, which is good. Ghoulish Gallery, wait for the reset. Absolutely, guys, wait for the reset on Tuesday. We're actually going to have the ability to change this up quite a bit with the patch that is coming on Tuesday. So it is right around the corner, which is very, very cool to see. All right, guys, let me hop over. I want to do my membership giveaway before I forget. I literally just thought about it right now. Well, let me hop over and we will do our membership gifting like we always do. And it is going to be a gifting of the memberships will pop up in just a minute. I know it just takes a little bit, a minute or two there, but there we go. You said in the most recent tier list that Baden owns Belinda. You're still sticking by that. Honestly, the thing, Karim, is utility wise. So when you look at Baden, Baden is being used in a ton of different game modes. And that again is kind of the same thing. When you look at Belinda, when you look at Baden, both of them have a ton of utility. Baden is being used in some of the, I believe it is some of the cursed realms that Belinda is not being used in. So what I mean by that, and Karim, I just want to explain it for a minute. When you look at some of the formations in here, there's actually a few formations through all of the iterations that we have for the different bosses where the awakened version of Belinda is not being used. And that is why the utility for her was a little bit lower. But in the places that she's being used, we are seeing her used a lot. We are definitely seeing her used a lot in a couple different places. Should I swap Brutus for Leica or Awaken Shamira if the swap event comes? We'll have to see, Red. We'll have to see exactly what that comes up with and how that looks. 2 minutes and I'm off to watch the fireworks. There we go, guys. Solemn Vow, my mentor went offline for a month. You have to go in there, Enwa, and you can delete, you can terminate the mentor, just like you can do with the mentee. There's a couple different ways. And Happy New Year's to you guys, if it is New Year's where you're at. I know a couple people were counting down the New Year's, but definitely, so we did what, 10, 11, I think 11 or 12 new memberships here. Plus we got a lot of subscribers for the New Year's stream, which is amazing, which is awesome. Congratulations, Crave. It is 2024 for Crave right now. He wanted us to stay on till after the New Year. But Yoshi, Enwa, Trisha, Kareem, and Tynox, congratulations for the new members of the channel, guys. But that will do it for the stream. I'm going to go through here. And again, we have pretty much everything set ready. King's Tower, I pushed the Sanctum and the Fortress all the way to max. We are starting to get a lot of these floors maxed out their entirety. A couple of these we're going to have to continue to just push farming them, guys. You have to farm them. And honestly, when you look at the towers, they are the biggest thing to farm, guys. I farm them every day. That is how I made so much progression. Even on the free-to-play account, farming up the towers makes a big difference. And Luis Lopez, thank you for subbing to the channel, guys. That is our 5 subscribers to really go ahead and kick it off. I just picked up a new mentor just a minute ago, but Happy New Year's to you guys. Be very safe tonight. I know some places it can get absolutely crazy around New Year's. So again, guys, thank you guys for all the love and support in 2023. We're getting ready for 2024 and the things that is going to bring. We have new heroes. We have new collaborations. There's going to be crossover events. There's going to be a lot of different things that are coming in 2024. So I'm super excited to go ahead and share them with you. So again, guys, thank you guys for joining me. All the love and support that we get for this channel, guys. 36,000 plus subscribers at this point, as well as a ton of members. So thank you, Alfredos. Thank you for joining us. So guys, again, have a very safe New Year. Happy New Year. I know it's New Year's Eve, but Happy New Year to you guys, because some of you, it is already New Year's. So again, guys, thank you guys for joining me. Have a great day. Be safe. And as always, thank you guys for watching.